So we just arrived in Cordoba and our hotel is in the old section. So we got an old hotel with old doors and old beds. The hotel, I didn't video the other hotel, it was pretty modern, but that wasn't in the historic district. But the good thing is we're right across the street from the big attraction of Cordoba, which is the Mezquita Mosque and Cathedral. It's a mosque with a cathedral in the middle of it. Going into the Mezquita. Alright, so this was built between the 8th and 10th century. There's 850 columns. This is the mihrab, the prayer room. According to the book, the prayer niche was mistakenly built slightly in the wrong direction. After the reconquest this Cordoba was reconquered in the 1200s as opposed to Granada, which held up till the 1400s. The Christians built this cathedral in the middle of the mosque. According to the book, when Carlos the king saw this, he said, "How could you destroy something so unique for something so common?" You can see the contrast of the Christian cathedral and the Muslim mosque next to each other. So the capitals of the columns came from the Visigothic church that stood on this property when the Muslim Sultan bought the property from the Visigoths. He knocked down the church and built this mosque, and he reused the capitals from the Visigothic church. Anyway, so the Christians also built all these little chapels inside the mosque along the sides. It's an interesting one. So this is Arabic, but it's in old Arabic. I just asked a man standing here. He said it's Arabic, but he can't read it because the grammar is different. There's a fountain on the patio of oranges outside of the mosque building in the same complex. Alright, so we got up early to see the Mezquita mosque, and now we're going outside. It's about 10:30 and wants to do a run. So Anne's running across the Roman bridge. This bridge dates back to Roman times. When we were in Granada, she ran up to the Alhambra, up the mountain, and to the Albasan another day, also up a hill. Next to the bridge, it appears to be a Roman gateway, doorway, puerta. It's a gateway into the old city. A panoramic view from the bridge. That's a lot of seagulls. End of the bridge. I suppose to protect entry to the city at one time. So looking west now in towards the old city. That big building is the Mesquite, apparently. Mezquita means mosque in Spanish. So we're walking around the beautiful little city of Cordoba, and here's a statue of the Jewish philosopher Maimonides. Casa de Sefarad.
Well, then what's that way?
Okay, we're from the UC systems.
All right. Inside the Sephardic Museum, old dresses from Morocco.
Te lo he dicho.
Loca
es la mujer del Shamash. La vaca por adentro y la guinchi de aroma. Y esta comida llama la comida la dolma. Y esta comida llama la comida la dolma. Y la tercera que la guisa es la prima ser de Kyoto. La vaca por adentro y la guinchi de aroma. Un topolino mio padre compró.
So we're out of the tourist area, still in the city of Cordoba, the modern Cordoba, looking for a restaurant. So I did a little research and I found a restaurant outside of the tourist area. It's called Casa Pepe Sanchez. And we're starting off with some salad. They're famous for the paella here.
Waited for 30 minutes.
So that's what's left. Good to the last drop. Okay, some chocolate cake for dessert. 3 kinds of chocolate. The city walls. This is Callejas de las Flores. Flores. So we saw Cespedes, now we're seeing Flores. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I believe it's remains of a Roman temple. Cordoba was once a part of the Roman Empire. This is Plaza San Miguel. Alright, so we're in the Plaza Dandias. So walking around, we came upon this big plaza, Dandias. All right, we're back near our hotel in the Mezquita. That was originally part of the mosque, but they changed it to a bell tower. Okay, back at the bridge. Sunset time. This is the Alcazar de los Reyes Cristianos. It was on this site was a Muslim fortress, but then I believe the Christians rebuilt it and made their own fortress, but they used Moorish designers or craftsmen. They call that mudehar. So it's still has a Muslim look to it. So I think this is the original Muslim tower, and then after the reconquest of Cordoba in the 1200s, the Spanish took it over and built it into their own fortress, and a lot of things happened here. I believe they met with Ferdinand and Isabella met with Columbus here, and this was also the headquarters of the Inquisition in Cordoba. When the Moors held Cordoba, it was the biggest city in Europe around the year 1000. I paid my way in. It was $4.50. And I've climbed up the tower. I'm on the ramparts. This is the highest up I can go. It's closed off. So I'm the only one here. I came in as soon as they opened and wanted to stay behind. I have to pack and to take a run, maybe. I'm not sure if that's part of the complex. Oh, probably is. That's maybe where they had bullfighting. And there's a nice garden. Since it's February, I won't see too many flowers. There's the Guadalquivir River and the Roman Bridge. The gardens of the Alcazar. There's the Mesquita and the cathedral and the bell tower. There's a Roman sarcophagus from the 3rd century AD. Still at the Alcazar. These are the gardens. I'm guessing that's this, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand meeting Christopher Columbus, which they did meet him here. They used this palace as one of their residences. The duck is enjoying the fountain. The baths of the Caliphate. Okay, so I think this is a recreation of a Moorish baths, which were widely used around the city back in the 700s, 800s. This is the warm room.
Además, aunque vivió el mismo califa le llegó a pedir.
So here you have the piping system. There was a boiler. So, not much to see here. An excavated Moorish bathhouse. Most of it is reconstructed. Okay, there's a model of the bathhouse. Okay, so I have a couple hours left. I'm going to take a walk through the old city, the Jewish quarter. I'll have about an hour. So the streets are very narrow. It's a way of keeping the streets cool in the hot summer. Okay, so these are the narrow winding streets of the Juderia in Cordoba. They built them narrow to keep the sun out, keep them cool. So it looks like I'm a little off the beaten path. I believe they hold flamenco shows here. Real people. So we're driving now to Baeza. I pulled off to get some gas and I accidentally came down this road, so take the opportunity to take video of olive trees, which you see quite a bit of here in Spain. All right, close up to the olive trees. So we're on the way to Madrid and we stopped in Baeza. So we stopped in this restaurant called Zavi in Baeza, and that's a cod fish dish. That's a chicken fish dish. We're in the town of Baeza, known for Renaissance architecture. All right, the Plaza Populo in Baeza. And this is the Jane Gate. It was part of an ancient wall. The tourism office is also from the Renaissance, the building. Plateresque, whatever that means. The Cathedral Santa Maria, that's from the 16th century. I'm gonna video you. Walking through Baeza.